All right, I am about to take off from the house. It is nasty outside. A big storm blew into Northern California last night, and it is dumping rain. It is windy. It is nasty. There is a show about an hour from me up in Auburn, California, toward Lake Tahoe. And then there's another one in the Bay Area, the opposite direction. That one's about an hour 45 away. I'd really like to go to both because we don't have shows in this area very often. The fact that they're on the same day is not ideal, but I'm going to try to hit both of them. We'll see what happens with the traffic and things with this storm. But that is my plan. I got a lot that I will be looking for today. I'm very open, vintage stuff, baseball, basketball, football. Raw stuff, graded stuff. I'm really open. Things from the 80s. Recently, some of the stuff that's been interesting me the most are the Tony Gwynns and Cal Ripkens and things in the early 80s from when I was a kid that were cool cards. But I also, have that liking for the old stuff, whether it be baseball, football, or basketball. So I'm not sure how this is all going to go today. But this is going to be a fun day either way, assuming that the storm doesn't ruin everything. So let's take a look, as I've got quite a bit of driving ahead of me. So I arrived safely at the hotel hosting that Bay Area card show first, and it was pretty full. This show, I would say, was a little bit more vintage than new stuff, maybe 60-40 vintage. Lots of high-end vintage stuff too. You got that Lou Alcindor rookie card. You got a Bill Russell there, Nolan Ryan. You've got a Willie Mays, and in this case over here, tons of Jackie Robinson stuff. Got 4 of his Leaf card up there. Some of the nicest dealers I've come across. I had some great conversations with a whole bunch of those dealers, and they were really, really nice. Highly recommend this if you're into vintage cards at all, to hit this show in the future. They do it about once every 3 months or so. You can see here, this is one of the newer cases for this dealer. Even though there's some 59s and 58s in there, there's some 60s as well. Mostly mid-60s. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, so you can get all my videos. This has the older stuff for this particular dealer. You can see right across the center there. Some really cool stuff. Now this dealer was really early on and caught my eye because one of the cards I was looking for to pick up today was that 81 Magic Johnson you see right there in the middle of your screen. Big Celtic fan growing up, so Kevin McHale caught my eye too. That's his rookie. How much are you asking on your Magic 8s?
Let me see there. I think had those listed around 70, 75.
Okay. So I did my homework the night before on that card. I was targeting it, and 97 and 110 were the last 2 comps on it. So 75 is great. How much is on that McHale?
I don't got a price on that one. I think I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Okay.
Some of the stuff I'm up on, and some I'm not, but
I got you.
You can make me an offer. I'll be fair.
Okay. Why don't you see what they're going for, and then...
All right. Let's see. 8. I doubt it's very much.
Yeah, the basketball has taken a little bit of a hit lately.
Yeah. I think the last one went for 34.
Okay.
30.
So if I did the Magic and the 8 and the McHale, what would be your best? If I did both of them.
Do like 100 for both?
Would you do 90 for both?
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, let's do it.
I don't have any plastic sleeves.
That's okay.
I'm out of them right now. See these guys. I love that set.
Yeah, me too.
Do you want to do cash? I can take Venmo or whatever
I'll do
you want.
cash.
Yeah, okay.
Appreciate the deal.
Yeah.
All right. So I was super excited about this deal. Got a great price on that Magic and then the McHale as well. This guy had a box of 59s, 57s, 60s, 56s, and everything is an 8, 8.5, or a 9. And he's got Dodgers and Yankees, and he's got unbelievable stuff. This was probably the most incredible box of, you know, minor stars and commons that, although Gil Hodges is more than that. I've seen, I mean, it was just unbelievable. Elson Howard and 858.
You guys do a lot of shows in this area? I've never seen you guys before, but the stuff that you guys have is insanely high end. Like it's all.
This is my fourth show since 1989.
Yeah, we just started
And I've done
doing
them all,
a
like,
few
the last-
of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you got like Yankees, and they're like 8s and 9s. It's insane.
The old, yeah.
It's insane.
Did you look in here?
I've looked in there. That's out of my price range too. But it's like, this is crazy.
We used to do them a long time ago in the 80s when we were very young. And then,
Which shows did you do back then?
oh my gosh.
Everything on the West Coast or
stuff.
just
Yeah,
local?
Yeah. Yeah. Back then. And then we haven't done it. My husband collects everything.
Yeah. There's a guy over in the corner.
Yeah.
I think he's starting to sell off like his own stuff, but he has like 8s and 9s of like 53 to 60, including like basketball,
That's
like
like a
61
premium, man.
I mean,
Wow.
the amount of money he
Yeah.
has on him with his
Yeah, with his
stuff
cards.
is
That's
it's
incredible.
insanity.
Yeah, that's sick.
It is absolute insanity.
And then you have my jacked up ones here for $2.
You know, though, there's
Which I still collect. Those are
there's
just doubles
something
of what I
about those that, like, they're loved.
Yeah,
And there's something cool about them.
yeah. I think it speaks to people, right? I mean, I know when I got back into collecting, I was like picking up Hall of Famers and names I recognized. You know?
Yeah.
Why not? Hey, how's it going, man?
These two cards caught my eyes. 84 All-Star O-Pee-Chee Gretzky, and then his regular tops. $20 each seemed like a steal. His dealer just asked me what kind of vintage was out there. So I was telling him about the table I was just at, about
Yeah.
all those 8s and 9s we just saw.
Shadow box autograph, yeah.
I missed one of those in Dallas.
So this was a $2 box. All of these cards are $2. Now some of the condition is kind of rough. Some of the condition was really rough. But some of them were pretty decent for $2. I mean, we're talking Harmon Killebrews, and that Tom Seaver there caught my eye. It's pretty nice looking card for $2. I probably could have picked out several of these, but you can see there toward the back they were really rough. Really nice dealer. This guy was great.
Hey, thank you very much. Have fun looking around today.
Almost went on that Carlton Fisk, got a Harold Baines rookie. This Eddie Matthews has a little wrinkle on it, but I don't know. The eye appeal was great, so for $2, I went on it. And then this Mike Singletary. Now it's OC, but it's super sharp. I mean, it looks like it came out of a pack. It is off center, but $2, Mike Singletary, one of the best defensive players ever. This is rookie card for $2. Had to do it.
What would your best be on these four?
Let's take a look. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 26.
$20?
20 bucks. Fine.
All right,
That
cool.
works. No, thank
Appreciate
you for
it.
taking a look, man.
Yeah, of course.
Thank
I
you
like the fact that you're kind of just into the card more than the condition. you know?
Yeah,
It's cool.
No, I think it is too. So I appreciate that you appreciate that.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Probably should have gotten the regular Gretzky Topps card. The O-Pee-Chee is rarer and it's Canadian, so probably should have gotten both, but so spent some time with this dealer talking with him. Really, really nice guy. New to Northern California, so keep an eye out for him if you are in the area.
Yeah, it can be stream it. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. But I remember this guy he made Stonewall, and he was telling me how they make them. They put them with rocks and they rub them around and destroy them. So for that you get a
Huge inventory of older stuff. All the stars. Does a lot of online stuff. He's got T206s. I will share his information here in a minute after I'm done looking over everything for the first glance. But again, great stuff.
In your stacks, is it the same year or is it?
A little bit of everything. These are all Willies. That's going to be a bit of a mix. I think that's a bit of a mix. I can take them out if you want to look.
Okay, sure.
But yeah, here are the Willies.
There's his email address.
Yeah. Oh, we got more Willies here. It looks like. Yeah, those are all Willie. I think this is also Willie. Yeah, lots of Willie.
Super nice guy. Love doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Love doing deals with nice people.
Do you guys do a lot of shows?
This is our first one in California.
I was gonna say I don't think I've ever seen you guys.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
your stuff is like amazing stuff.
Thank you.
Where are you guys from?
Santa Rosa.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm from South Dakota originally, but I've been there since June. I'm engaged to his daughter from the area.
I'm here. I'm a box carrier. I have no idea about any of this stuff.
Okay.
So this is the website. It's T206cards.com. And Justin was a really good guy. Look him
I've
up.
been buying for about 5 years. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I built 53 through 56 sets, and then recently did set breaks on my site of those sets. So I have a lot of cards from those years. Those are definitely my favorite years. And the Hito sets, I got about 400 unique ones right now. Yeah, I wound in the corner on the 520 to complete that set. But
Wow.
yeah.
Now, did you buy the stuff graded, or do you buy it raw and then have it
A
graded?
little bit of each. I would say if it's in a newer LEGO SGC, probably 70% of those are ones I submitted.
Okay.
Yeah, probably less than 10% of the PSI cards are ones I graded. But I think that Willie's one I submitted on top over there.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I try to buy the card over the grade, when I see good value.
Yeah, and why do you go SGC over PSA when you submit?
Just terrible customer service with PSA. Like, I know resale values favor PSI slightly, but I don't want to wait 6 months or a year.
Yeah.
I don't want to not get responded to my emails, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is too high. Where should I put it?
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
I love this Hank Aaron card. He had a couple.
And then you have, this is a BVG one.
yeah, I think it's a 4.5. Yeah.
And check out his website. Highly recommended. So I started going through this value box, and I saw this Babe Ruth joins Yanks card. This is from the 1962 top set. There's a few Babe Ruth cards that kind of caught my eye. And there's like a Babe Ruth card in a PSA 6 from 1962 for $40. And then I noticed the box said 50% off on it. So then it seemed even more interesting that it was only going to be $20. I mean, that's the cost of grading for PSA, and it was a 6.
Let's just say I had enough party for the next year.
Then here's this Clemens. That would be $15.
Honestly, I'm asking my brand.
I was a huge Clemens fan growing up, and I have that card, but it's raw from my childhood collection. But I've always wanted one graded. And an 8. He's asking $15, so pulled that one aside too.
If you budget it, you can stay a whole month. You can make it stretch. Okay, show it. At a good price. Well, the last one just auctioned at 400, and me and him were bidding on it. Wow. And he messaged me right away, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?"
So your price is 35. Would you do 30?
Anything else?
You can't meet me at 35, boss?
No.
Damn, I didn't know. I'm sorry, bro. I gotta do 35 on these.
Your price is okay, but the peak of UFC. First year.
Might come back for that one. All right. But I'll still do this one for 20.
All right. Sure. That peak though. Yeah. Because things go up that.
There you go.
Thanks.
10? Gotta get rid of all this, to be honest. You got 10 back. Thanks, man. Thank you. Appreciate the deal.
So I took one step away, and he
Just made another deal. Got those 2 cards for $30. Pretty good deal.
So again, got that Babe Ruth 1962. Babe joins the Yanks for $20, and then the Clemens in an 8. That black border's brutal for 10. Total of 30.
Thank you.
Another awesome value box. Tons and tons of vintage stuff. PSA graded. This is a little bit on the lower end. Lots of 3s, 4s, 5s, but still cool cards. I mean, good eye appeal on a lot of them. Tons of Pete Roses and Hank Aaron's and really cool stuff. Tons. This guy had tons of 68 top stuff. And then some football as well. And again, lots of the stars. I have that Gale Sayers card already. But as we go through here, it's, you know, Bart Stars and all the big time names. And that Joe Namath, that 73 Joe Namath card is just iconic, and I just kept going back to it, going, I want it. I didn't want to drop $50 on a 73 Joe Namath when it's, you know, it's not like it's his second or third year card. But I just really like that card. That picture is so iconic for me. I remember that card as a kid, but I I just kept going back, going, And then I've been looking for a 68 Gale Sayers. This one was a little too off center for me, so I had to pass.
What's your bid on it?
We've got Koufax was in here. I could have spent some money here. Again, not high-end grades like, you know, the other box of vintage stuff I went through earlier, and then a random Bill Ripken 89 card in there. But it was all the big-name guys, but instead of the high-end grades, they were the low-end grades. They were very affordable, but good-looking cards.
They drafted him. You know, 5 years later, they finally played the
Got some Thurman Munsons and Mickey Mantles and Ernie Bankses. I'm about to see several Mickeys here.
Emoji of a baseball and no other notes on their place.
makes the team round. You know what I mean? Like perfect. Not perfect, but you know, as good as they are. No, they didn't really mix together. Because when Halliburton was in there, they had Rashad Holmes, and he was doing really well. But like Fox and Holmes don't mix. So it was like.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for it.
Enjoy. Thank you.
If you're looking for just cards and not worrying about the grades, you could have spent some money here for sure. That Mantle card kind of intrigued me, but not for 125. And then the post cards, couple post Mantles here. No grades, but cool looking cards, good eye appeal. Didn't end up making a deal, but gave these a good look. Kept thinking about that Namath, but I just couldn't pull the trigger. So then I went over to this table. This guy had a stack of vintage football with some hockey mixed in.
Like a reel, you can see him hitting. So they cut a piece off of it to like television.
And several good-looking cards, and this Larry Zonka stood out to me. Larry Zonka, you know, I think he still has Miami Dolphin rushing records. It's a really hard card with that red border, and it's $7. It's a really high-end one. And Larry Zonka, he used to do some stuff on weekends. I used to watch some sports shows on weekend. He was like one of the hosts, like with him and Mike Golick did some of that stuff. And so, always liked Larry Zonka. So, pulled that one aside. And then that Namath, the same Namath I was just looking at in a 6, shows up raw in a $10 holder. So I gave it a real good look. It looked pretty decent. Looked like it's probably about a 6 or a 7. But I just love that card, so I pulled that one aside. When I saw it had $10 on it, I was almost laughed because I just gave it such a good look a minute ago in the 6 holder for $50. I'll do that. So we kind of went back and forth, started talking about.
I appreciate the deal. Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. I'll see you around.
Started talking about some USA soccer stuff and ended up agreeing to $10 for the 2 cards. But you can see the 2 are in really good shape. And that was the last deal there. So I hit that road again, back the way I came from, back towards Sacramento, and then into the foothills of Auburn. Just got to my second show, excited to go in and see what they've got. Do me a favor and please like and subscribe and comment. It does a lot for the YouTube algorithm and getting my content out there for more people. So if you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. I have card shows on here. I have tips and tricks and suggestions on different data that I research for you. So all I ask, please subscribe, like if you would, leave a comment. Appreciate it so much. So this was a pretty small show, and there were only about 3 vintage dealers. I'd never been to this show before. I've seen this guy before. He really, really nice guy. I ran into at the show up in Rockland a few weeks ago. And he's got some cool vintage stuff. There's another few cards in there I took a look at, and we were talking about his collection. And we spent a good 30 minutes talking, and what I didn't realize is, because he was at one end of the show, is behind me people started packing up as we were chatting, and I was going through his value boxes. And he had some cool stuff in here. He's very willing to negotiate. So I kind of did a once over, and again, we got lost in conversation, and I saw a few things that I kind of had my eye on, and I was circling through the show, and I was going to come on back and kind of zero in. I like to kind of do a first loop before I buy too much, unless it's a great deal. I have that Buck-Kiss card, and then right at the end, that Roosevelt Brown looked pretty cool to me. $17 seemed a little high given the centering, so I was going to think on it. And then I found one of the other vintage dealers, and there's that Hank Aaron again I was looking at earlier. I really liked that card a lot. 58 Matthews and Spawn and a bunch of Mantles. Again, not super high grade stuff, but really cool stuff. All the big names. Jackie and Aaron. Ted Williams there. And then in his other case, he had some more baseball, but also had some football, some Unitas stuff. Bob Gibson. Terry Bradshaw. Nolan Ryans. And you can see up top some super old stuff. So I asked to look at that Hank Aaron. It's decent. The price is a little high. Take a look at that corner. I mean, this is probably more like a $240, $260 card, something like that. Seems a little high, but I decided to just kind of think on it.
Yeah, 56 is great, isn't it?
Can I look at the raw banks you have?
I love that 56.
Yeah.
I'm building out 53, and then I've got a bunch of 56s I just have. So yeah, I love it's a great set. It's an awesome one.
Third year banks.
It's a great set.
Love how young he looks in the card.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Appreciate your time.
All right, so that show kind of ended up as a bust. Pretty slow, probably the weather's part of it. And then by the time I got here after that first show, some people were starting to pack up. And this was mostly modern stuff, a few Pokemon tables. So ended up not buying anything. This was a strike out on my end. But I'll give it a shot next time they have this show, and hopefully they'll have something that I can buy. But again, it's always good to check it out and see some faces that I've seen at other shows and make some connections. So glad I came, but ended up not coming home with anything on this.
The next Sacramento show is January 7th at the Wyndham. Check that out. If you haven't yet liked and subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.